spread pop up, and that means we are live.
This shit's fire.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pen to Gas podcast. And you guys know the deal. This episode is sponsored by Next Level Financial. Take control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial analysis needs today. Go look him up. Hit up Seth Starnes. He's absolutely amazing. And Wristin, I tell everybody this, like, don't buy an off-the-rack suit because for 90% of us, it's not going to fit us correct, right? And when you have a suit that don't fit you 100% correctly, it hinders your body position, your riding. You can't get the best out of yourself. It causes arm pump. I mean, all kinds of stuff, right? So do me a favor. You guys need to go to bisontrack.com, get your full custom suit started today. You get you guys see my chest protector I just got in. I got my suit back here up on the wall. I got my gloves. I need you guys to do the same. Trust me, you will absolutely fall in love with them. And, yeah, I want you to prepare yourself with the best possible way, right? So go to bisontrack.com. But anyway, enough of that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to have my friend and the legend himself, Wristin Grigg, back on the podcast. What is up, bro?
We are back. Thank you so much for having me back on the podcast. You know, it's always a good time. A good time.
Dude, absolutely. You know, you always have a spot on the podcast. Always.
Thanks, Big Dog. I appreciate that.
No problem, buddy. No problem. But yes, man. So first, I just want to start off saying, man, it was absolutely amazing. You hit me up, was like, hey, I'm be at VIR. I was like, I'm gonna be there, right? And come out and got to see you that weekend for the Azure track day. Oh, well, race weekend.
Yeah, that was great, dude. VIR is one of my favorite tracks of the circuit. I've only been there twice. I went there for track day, then for a club race. Beautiful facility, beautiful track. Yeah, I mean, good people, good vibes. You know, I loved it, and so I'm glad to see that we got the opportunity to go back there and race after a few years of not being able to. So I hope that opens up some more opportunities to go back because track's only about 3 hours from me, so it's a hop, skip, and a jump, and it's beautiful. I love it so much, dude. Such a flowy track.
Yeah, I love it too. I'm like an hour and 30 minutes away from it. But from what I understand and I hear, it's actually going to be back on the calendar next year for Moto America. So,
dude,
yeah.
If it is, I'm going to have a heyday. I'm just going to love it. I'm going to love every minute we're there.
Me too, bud. 110%. I love VIR. It's such a great atmosphere, like you said, in the track. It's a great spectator track too, as well. So all the fans come out there, get up and close personal to 99% of the track, really, honestly, now that I think about it. Yeah, man, it's good times. So Nathan Wick says, what's up, guy? What's up? He says, what shirt are you wearing, Chris? They're my new Bison shirts that I got in.
Those are fire.
Yep, it's a limited edition shirt that I got from Bison. Again, I talk about Bison all the time, but
yeah, boss man.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Betty says, hey, Wristin.
Hey, Betty.
Betty Bridges. How you doing, Betty? And then Anthony Taylor. What is up, Anthony? That's our boy, Wristin.
I'm glad you tuned in.
Yeah, me too. I hear you got some new lenses coming for them glasses.
Who the hell said that?
Kevin Horney says, let's go, Wristin rips.
Kevin,
absolutely. Kevin's a freaking legend too, man. I love him to death. Yes, he is absolutely
awesome dude. A great rider.
Yeah, man. Andrew Davis. What's up, man? He said, good day, guys. What's going on, bud?
It's a beautiful Saturday.
No, that's right. Saturday. It is. So listen, Wristin, I want to get into it, man, because we got a lot to talk about. The last time we talked, we was right at 2024 at the beginning of the season. So how has your season been so far, being your first year in Moto America? And have you reached any of your expectations coming in?
It has been a ride, to say the least. Little slow start. I kind of held an expectation for myself there for a minute. And then, it just took me a little bit longer than I expected to get acclimated to it, to get acclimated to the speeds. And the consistency that you have to compete at that level. It took me a little while to get it going. Have I met my expectations? I wouldn't say so, no. Um, I just keep digging. I take little bits and pieces of what I did good, and I take those to the next round with me, and I learn from those, or I learn from my mistakes from the previous round. I take the good things with me to the next round, and just trying to better myself consistently every weekend. That's the only standard that I've set for myself. Don't sit stagnant. Always work a little bit harder and just get a little bit further up in the pack each time. Mid Ohio went about. Like Mid Ohio is the best round that I've had so far, qualifying 13th, um, and finishing 11th. So that was pretty good. But I'm always hungry for more. It never really seems like enough. Most racers, we always want to strive to be the best versions of ourselves on and off the track. So it's just how it is.
Oh,
Uh,
110%.
Expectations, not quite, but I'm doing my best to prepare myself to make those expectations for myself. Um, and that's just all I got right now. So all I got is the best that I can do on the track. Just obviously got a great team backing me, so I don't want to disappoint them at all. So as long as I feel like I give them everything that I have to offer as a racer, then that's where I need to be.
Oh,
Um,
110%. And you got a great team behind you. And you're so fast. I love your riding position and your style.
it's a
I
little
love to
weird.
watch you ride. It's different though. It is. But it's you. Every rider's got their own unique, style, and that's absolutely totally you. 110%, man.
Thanks, brother.
Um, Natalie says, "I'm proud of you, Bubba." What's going on, Natalie? It's
My mom's
always good to see
downstairs.
you. Yeah.
My mom's downstairs. She's hanging out. She's watching the pod.
Well, thanks for tuning in, Natalie. Absolutely. And then we got my man Jeff serving from Chef Eats. You guys hear me talk
Yeah,
about Chef Eats all the time. Simply amazing. If you haven't yet, go get your order started today, especially if you want to make the MA round and it be there on time. If not, get on there and order some anyway for yourself and your family for lunches and all that good stuff. But he says the Griggs are some really great folks. Helped me a few times in the paddock, and I know they help plenty of others as well. Super fast, super cool peeps. Absolutely, they are.
yeah.
Um,
Jeff's good people, and I would definitely support Chef Eats. It's a family. It's a family business. It's their livelihood, and they're just here to support the racers and help make us the best racers we can be on the track. And you know, I'm I'm all about their mission, and they're really good people.
Me
So
too, buddy.
I would definitely reach out.
Yeah, 110%. So what are you guys doing still here? Go Chef Eats and then come back. Yeah. But Jeff, you're right. He says, as far as showing up every weekend, you just get progressively better and better and better each round.
I'm
And
trying
don't
to,
sit
man.
stagnant. Yeah.
That's the only mission. It's the only mission.
Jack Riley says, "Let's go." What's
That,
up, Jack?
that's my boy. What's going on, Jack?
Yeah, that's awesome. And then Jeff Heron. All right, I'll get back to the rest of you guys here in a minute. He says, "What's up, Wristin? You're killing it, bro." Yes,
Jeff, thanks, brother.
absolutely.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
Much love.
thanks for tuning in too. So, let me ask you this: going from club racing, transitioning into Moto America, was it a difficult process? Like, you're like, "Holy shit, these guys are like really, really fast."
Yeah, honestly, that's definitely how it went. I was really nervous after qualifying one. We had a bike mechanical at Road Atlanta. It was the first round, and practice I wasn't really feeling all that good, and I kind of missed a session, and then qualifying two, I felt a little rushed and just really didn't make it happen. So I was just kind of behind the eight ball all day. So like, and just seeing where these guys were and how consistently they were doing it, and just the professionalism of it, and um, those those guys are no joke. Those guys are animals. They can ride better than anybody I've ever seen or met. And I'm trying to hold a candle to some of these guys, and I'm playing a huge game of catch up. I haven't been doing this a long time, and I'm just really trying to maximize every minute of track time that I have at the moment, so I can just continue building. Uh, because these guys are on another level, and coming from club racing and doing that straight into Moto America, it's just a whole different world. to be honest, it's hard to compare the two in that aspect, just because the just the level of it is I don't it's hard to explain. But
Yeah.
it was definitely a transition. It was I kind of hit a wall there for a second. Um, and then just I broke through the wall, just started putting my head down and pushing it, and just getting a little bit better every time I'm on the track. And again, and that kind of takes us back to what we were talking about before. That's about
Yeah.
all I can do. But club racing is great. I have a lot of good friends club racing. I love going to Wira stuff. I see a bunch of people that I met the first year that I was racing. I get to race with all I get to race with some really good friends, and just some really good people. It's so I still love club racing. Um, it's just a nice little escape from the whole Moto America circuit. To just get a little bit more casual racing in. I would say.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but
Bike fit.
last weekend at Road Atlanta, we had a bunch of friends there. Um, really good racing last weekend from everybody. Uh, Everybody who was on the grid had a really good weekend. Um, I saw a lot of people setting their personal bests, which I'm really happy for them. Um, and it's really good to see your friends and the people who are around you. When you are getting better, just everybody getting better at the same time. We're all building ourselves up to be better racers, and I love to see it.
Oh yeah, it's nothing like our beautiful circus. I mean, the friends you
Yeah,
meet, they're lifetime friends too, right? And just all the love everybody shows for each other and the support is just
absolutely.
you don't get that nowhere else.
No, sir.
It's yeah, man, it's absolutely amazing. It really is. I love it. I feel so much love every time I show up, and you feel the energy from everybody.
Hmm.
It's yeah, man, you're
It's just
right.
everybody's excited to be there, man. It's just like I don't know what better way you could spend your weekend, personally.
Facts.
That's about it for me.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was planning on trying to make that Atlanta, because I wanted to come down there and see Philip Hart and you guys too as well. Obviously, all my friends, but it just unfortunately didn't work out.
But
Um,
it's all good.
but
There will be more club races, and obviously
yeah,
you're welcome with open arms in just about every person's pit in that
yeah, I
paddock.
know. I love it, dude. Thank you
Swing by
guys.
whenever you want to, whenever you have the chance. You're always welcome.
Yeah, and I do. I come by a lot of times. I come by your sleeping, taking a nap. Maybe I don't know. It's you're always in there, and I don't. It's the race weekend.
Yeah,
Race weekend. I come
it
by there and I like to give you a big old hug. What's up, man? You're feeling good. You know you're gonna kill it. Blah
yeah,
blah blah. I'll stop by and say hi, right? Because you got so much going on that you got to think about and prepare for battle, right? It's you need to be focused on that. You know what I mean?
I appreciate
Um,
that. And I still appreciate you coming by and checking on me. Making sure I'm good to go and amped up and ready.
that's
I mean, the
right.
energy helps.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, when you're getting ready for one of these races, sometimes the nerves can get the better of you. Your stomach, yada yada. You're kind of sitting there. It's calm before the storm type situation, and then it's just wild because once you pull down there to that grid or walk down to the grid, um, you're just there. All the other riders there suited up, ready to go. It's quiet, and then just all hell breaks loose, and it's the best feeling in the world. It is the absolute best feeling in the world when everybody's amped up, ready to go, all on the line right there. I love it. Um, there's no better feeling than racing. No better
Nah,
feeling than racing.
and when all you guys and girls are out there on that grid, man, that energy is just immense. It's so
It's
powerful.
crazy.
You feel it. Yes. It's if you guys don't feel it, I don't know what you're doing, but it's absolutely amazing feeling. It is. It's
Makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
it does because you feel the whole anticipation, the calmness, the heart rates, the man, just everything, the whole aura of it. So
Yeah,
yeah, man, I love it. That ain't nothing like
freaking
it in
love
the
it.
world. Even for
There's
me
nothing.
standing there on the side with my hands on the fence, let's go. It's yeah, freaking love it, man. Absolutely love it. So, being in Moto America now, coming from club racing, obviously the schedule's way different in Moto America. It's not nowhere near as relaxed as club racing, right? Um, that was something probably a little difficult to get used to.
Um, See, with club racing, we mostly have it's just like a Friday track day, Saturday, Sunday, just some sprint races, stuff like that. The way they have Moto America set up, yeah, I mean, so Thursday, we have a load-in day. We do track walks and everything like that. Friday, obviously, we have our practice and qualifying. Uh, They space things out enough to where you don't feel like you're completely rushed. Sometimes, obviously, in the mornings and stuff like that, you can be a little rushed. But I mean, getting the track and for qualifying and stuff like that, depending on if you're starting from hot pit or whatnot. But I actually like the scheduling of Moto America. It gives you time to get there, gives you time to set up, check over everything, make sure you're good. You can go check in on everybody, do what you have to do. And then Friday comes around, like one practice, you have a few hours in between to get to your qualifying session. And to be honest, I really like the way that that's set up. See, with and it's all on a timed schedule. See, with club racing, you never really know. You could be this race and this race, but I mean, depending on the schedule, depending on the rain, depending on red flags or anything like that, it could be changed. But Moto America does a really good job of keeping it on schedule, so you know when you need to be prepared, and you know when you need to go, um, and when you need to start getting ready. So, if anything, I really like the Moto America schedule, and just the way that they've kind of formatted all the rounds out together. The first few rounds were kind of, you know, were pretty spaced out, and they were kind of close. Now they're spaced out again. It gives the teams time to prepare, gives the teams time to go out to different track days and club races to get prepared and try different bike setups and this and that. So it gives us a little bit of breathing room in between rounds to better ourselves on our bike. So then when we go back, we can try to do something with it. But I enjoy the Moto America schedule a lot. I do.
Yeah,
I think it's spaced out perfectly,
that's it. They got a good structure for sure.
and it gives us a good 6 months of guaranteed like racing. Um, maybe a little bit more. I think it's around 6 months though.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. 6 months. Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
Pretty sure you're right. So let me ask you this, man. How did you and Anthony meet?
Okay, so we were at Mid Ohio for Vintage Days. Uh, I briefly spoke to him here, like maybe a couple of words, but I met him last weekend at Road Atlanta. Like shook his hand, met him, had some actual conversations, stuff like that. Like we got to know each other some more there than before. But Mid Ohio for Vintage Days, Ryder was there, Davis, he was there riding and racing and stuff like that. And so we raced, we had some good battles back and forth, yada yada. Probably kind of the same thing we were doing at Road Atlanta. We were just kind of duking it out. Um, so that's when we kind of all started talking and getting together, and yada yada. Um, then we we kind of talked behind the scenes there for a minute before Road Atlanta. Then when we go to Road Atlanta, we all pitted next to each other. We got to know each other better. Obviously, me and Ryder raced, so that was insane to say the least. We definitely had some moments, um, and uh, I have a lot of respect for them. I have a lot of respect for their mission. I have a lot of respect for what they do. They're really good people. Um, they're really motivated people, and I really like to surround myself around people of that status, who are just motivated, who are just driven, who just want to be better. Um, those are the people you need to be around in your life to make yourself better. So I see opportunities like that, and I kind of just jump at it. But Anthony's a really cool guy, um, and he did some really good racing last weekend as well. It seemed he had a lot of fun, so that was good. Um, so so it was really good meeting him. It was really good meeting the team, and kind of getting into that. But I mean, as we were talking about earlier, I mean, club racing people, like you know, or just road racing people in general, it's just like everybody will take a shirt off for somebody else, and they are prime examples of that. So I have a lot of respect for them for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always an honor to meet Anthony, and I always forget his name. Sorry, Anthony. Every time I come walk up to you, I'm like, "Where's Wristin at?" Oh, he's inside the camper. I'm like, "Man, I'm sorry, but I'm bad with names. What's your name again?" He's like, "Oh,
I
yeah,
I mean, I'm bad with names too, because I mean, I think everybody can kind of get this. We go to a road race. There's so many people, and then you meet so many people, and then you talk to all these people, and there's just so much going on, and kind of make you a little excited, kind of make you a little forgetful sometimes. Um, but I definitely remember faces. So if I've seen your face, I definitely remember you. But I'm bad with names. I'm horrible with names.
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
but I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to get better at it. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, me too, Riston. Yeah, I remember everybody I met. I'm not so good with names, right? Like when I had Joe Lamondre on the other night, right? Real quick story. So I get this text message and I totally forget to save his number. And I get this text message and it's talking about the podcast, right? And I was like, man, I have no idea who this is, right? So I just come up with a name. What did I say it was? Whatever name I come up with, Damien, I think. I was like, "What's up, Damien?" And Joe hit me back. He's like, "This is Joe Lamondre. I'm not Damien." That kind of hurt my feelings, right? With a laughing emoji. I was like, "Bro, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I didn't save your number." So yeah.
Well, plus,
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing podcasts with all these different people, like almost like every day, and it's always a different schedule. So I could definitely see how you get a little mixed up sometimes and what's coming in and what's going on, and who's
Yeah.
for the day. Yeah, because you're getting more popular. I mean, you're getting it up there. I mean, just about everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows who you are in the road racing paddock. So that's cool to see.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a dream.
hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, to be accepted, right? To give back to what racing's given to me my whole life. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I meet so many friends. It's an absolute honor. Um, Anthony says, "We are stoked to have you, dude. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's always good to see you, Anthony." He says it's easy to overlook me because I'm so short. Ah,
Hey, he's making it easy. We got to make the joke for
right. I love it.
him.
Oh, it's good stuff,
Oh,
man.
buddy.
So far being in Moto America, Riston, what's been your favorite track you've been to so far, and what's been your most not so favorite track you've been to?
Favorite track, The Ridge. Freaking loved it. Loved it. I don't know why. I don't know what it was about it. I loved it. Beautiful facility, beautiful track. Some really good flowing moments, except for the waterfall. Except for the waterfall, that is one of the tightest, slowest corners I've ever hit in my life, and it was that was the most challenging part of that track. But I love the ridge. Tracks that I Tracks that pose the most challenge. Brainerd. I had a I had a rough shot at Brainerd. Um, didn't really get the qualifying times I was looking for. I was getting consistently better, um, but I wasn't able to hold consistent lap times. So, I was good here, bad here, bad here, good here, kind of all over the place with my consistency. And then in the race on Saturday, I just completely dumpster canned a bike. Um, we were able to get the bike ready and get it set up for the next day, but I went out there and I I wasn't comfortable before the crash on the track, so I definitely wasn't very comfortable after the crash on the track. So it really just cut it took me a few minutes to kind of get my stuff back together on Sunday. Um, and then I ended up finishing like 22nd at Brainerd. So that was a track that I definitely need to better myself on for sure. Um, but the ridge, I was able to get my first 13th there. So that was pretty good. Thank you. So that was pretty good. But yeah, as I said, I'm just always trying to strive to get a little bit better each weekend. Um, so I did my job with that there. Um, and then obviously with Mid Ohio, I feel like I bettered myself a little bit there. So that was a pretty good weekend. Um, but favorite track I've been to this year definitely was the Ridge. Track that posed the most challenges was Brainerd. To
Brainerd,
keep that
yeah.
one to keep that one simple.
Yeah.
And it's not that I didn't like the layout or anything. It's just it everybody's got their own flow. Everybody's got their different styles. Tracks that they gel with, tracks that they don't gel with, and God, it was like water and oil. me trying to ride that track. um, but I still took some lessons from it. Uh, I mean, the way that I crashed at Brainerd, the same thing almost happened at Mid Ohio, and I saved it. So take those little things, that caused problems before, but use them to solve problems later. So that's a good thing. Um, but yeah, Brainerd, yeah, Brainerd put me on my rear end. Brainerd set me down for sure. Uh, but honestly, other tracks too, like Laguna, that place was freaking sick. That place was that place was I was out of my mind riding that place. Like especially like coming down the front straightaway over the crest, dropping down into turn one, like insane, insane. I loved it. But it was a really, but that's a track that I was kind of over braking and overcharging a little bit, not really letting my momentum come to me like I should have been. Um, so that I feel like that's really kind of what held me back there more than anything. But that was another killer track. If anything, like it's close to being my number one track for sure.
I love
Freaking
Laguna. I've only been there
love it.
once. I was there in '05 when MotoGP first come back.
Beautiful. I bet that was a weekend to be there, dude. I bet that was a blast.
Bro, listen, it was just driving to the track, right? Like there was traffic because there were so many people there. I think it was a record. I think it still holds the record today, if I'm not mistaken, for attendance. And the traffic was backed up so much that all of a sudden these two semis pulled up, Rockstar Energy Drinks, and I think that was when Rockstar was first starting to get into the market, right? And
Hmm.
these doors open up and these guys come running out, right? And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And they just start giving everybody Rockstar Energy Drinks that are in line, right? Waiting to get in, which was awesome. Like we got between me and my cousin, I think they gave us like 12 total, 6 each, right? Yeah. And I got to thinking to
Gotta love
myself,
it,
I was
dude.
like, yeah, I do. I was like, dude, how badass is this? And they were actually good. The original rock stars, no
Hmm.
other flavors, just the original, like the original Red Bull. Um, and then I got to thinking, bro, I was like, uh, we're gonna have a bunch of people needing to go pee here in about 30 minutes, man, with the energy drinks, right? Because I know I
Yeah.
will. It's a diuretic for me for sure. Um, yeah, but yeah, it was crazy, man.
Oh,
The whole energy and aura that weekend. That was the first time I met Valentino Rossi in real life. Got my first helmet signed. Met Max
beautiful,
Biaggi, Sete Juvenile. I mean, John Hopkins, Nikki Hayden, you name it. Of
beautiful.
course, I met Hayden previously in Moto
Hmm.
America, but well, back in AMA Superbike.
Amazing.
Um,
Yeah.
it was absolutely just intense. It really was. And seeing it on TV and actually being there is two different things. Just as, all tracks are like that.
Yeah.
The corkscrew was absolutely fucking amazing. Let's just be honest, right? Walking up that hill, going up there, and the signs and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And then, to me though, the corner that stood out the most was turn one. I think turn one
Turn
coming
one.
down the straight, going over that crest because it's blind and you're whatever fifth gear tapped out, whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? Depending on the gearing. Yeah. You don't know. You got to know your placement on that track when you hit that corner, right?
Dude, I felt out of my mind coming. I'm telling you, out of my mind coming over that for the first couple laps, dude. It was insane. So I'm sure the bikes that, that they were on and the level that they were racing at, it was a whole different experience. And you're absolutely right about watching it on TV versus being there. Like I I could fall asleep on my couch at home watching racing, but if I'm at a race and I'm watching the race, no, like you're in it. Like it's just the whole nother thing. And I love it.
It is.
Um, freaking love it.
Because when you're there, you feel the energy, right? You don't really necessarily feel it on TV at all,
Yeah.
right? Because it's
Mhm.
broadcasted, yada yada yada. You're excited because it's what you love and it's your passion to watch it. But you're right. There's times where I've watched some MotoGP races and I'm just like dozing off and coming
Yeah.
back. I was like, well, yeah. So
But if I
yeah,
was there in person, like I would like, yeah, no, I'd be out of my mind. I'd be so hyped up to even be there. Like you feel like you could feel the rumble in the ground when they're all coming by in the first lap. It's insane. It's sick.
it is.
Love it.
Steve, I actually had this question kind of worded the way you just worded it, but I'm gonna go on and ask him now because that was a question I had. Because when I was in Wisconsin, and I had the shirt that's Wristin's actually wearing right now, which is an honor. I brought him a shirt, and uh, I talked to Anthony. I was like, "Where's Wristin?" "Oh, he's in the trailer." I didn't know Josh Hayes was sitting in there, and they were doing their thing. So I just opened up the door, and I was like, "Oh shit, Josh Hayes is in here!" Like I was like, so I just set the t-shirt down, say, "Here you go, Wristin. I'll holler at you later," right? And turn around and took off because I didn't want to interrupt. I didn't know he was in there. If I'd have known that, I'd have never
Oh,
just
you're
bust
good,
open the
bro. Oh,
door.
you're good. Josh is a
Um,
really cool dude. He's down to earth.
yeah, Josh
He's
is
a really cool
awesome. I'd
dude.
love to have a conversation with him. Um, but your dad says, what is it like to be a rookie and having Josh Hayes and all the experience helping you?
Humbling, very. Um, Somebody of his caliber, somebody of his experience level, and doing the things that he's done in the sport and succeeding at a lot of the things that I want to succeed at in this sport. You know, he he has a way of he has a way of talking and breaking down certain elements of of racecraft itself and the track and this and that, the gives and the takes. You know, he it, he turns something very complex to think about, or to have to sit here or sit here and contemplate before you go out, and makes it simple, or at least simple enough to where I can understand it and go and apply it on the track itself. Um, any like anything that I need help with, anything I need to ask him, any questions I have, he's immediately there. Uh, he takes me up to some special spectating spots sometimes and shows me different things on the track and what these guys are doing. And one thing that he's kind of implemented me to learn is to really listen to what the bikes are doing, um, listen to where their throttles are at, listen to when they get on, when they get off, when they're back to neutral. It's just like paying attention to those little things can make a big difference in a racer's perspective and the way that they ride. So he is I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am right now without his help, just because of the way that he's broken down some things that were really troubling with my progression. Um, Huge respect to Josh, really good guy. If you can get him on this pod, that'd be huge. I bet he has some great stories to tell, and I'm sure people would love it. But
Yeah, I would love to.
for
It'd be an
Josh
honor.
Hayes, absolute legend. Um, you know, I couldn't ask for anybody better to be my racing coach, and I appreciate everything he's done and said so far, and I look forward to working with him in the future as well. Because again, I wouldn't be where I am at this moment in time without Josh's help. Um, so much love to him, and we'll be seeing him at the next race for track walk on Thursday at Coda.
Yeah, I know. I know. We'll get into Coda here in a minute. But how did you? And I've been a huge fan of Josh Hayes just since I remember when I was in Phoenix going to MMI in 2000. Um, I knew who Josh Hayes was. So yeah, I've been watching Josh Hayes a long time. So he's been around, and I was so happy to see him win the most winning of all
Yeah,
riders. And yeah, so yeah,
impressive, damn
I,
impressive.
a legend, like you said,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I would love to sit down and have a chat. Maybe I'll talk to him in New Jersey because I'll see you at New Jersey and I can't wait. Um, so how did you and Josh actually meet? Like how did this whole thing come together?
me and Josh met, or Josh and I met at Button Willow when I first tested a Graves ZX6. When I was first getting into racing, um, I went up there. I went to California for my first novice races with Graves, to test a bike out and do some stuff like that. And he happened to be there. Uh, Quick little context: my dad and Josh raced each other back in the day, formerly USA. Um, so they kind of had a history. They knew about each other. Um, and he ended up being at Button Willow the same weekend I was there testing with Graves, and he ended up coaching me for a couple of days, and then he kind of or on bike coached me for 2 days, and then he helped me through the racing on Saturday and Sunday because he wasn't racing, he was just there coaching. Um, so that's when I met Josh. I met Josh at Buttonwillow in California for my first novice race, and that's when he started coaching me. And then throughout last year, we didn't have a lot of interaction. That was kind of that. And then we had seen each other again. Same place, Buttonwillow. Yeah, same place. Because we had a buddy who was also testing out a ZX6, and I wanted to go up there and race. It's cold here. So I wanted to get some seat time. And this was earlier this year before Moto America started. And he had coached me again. I had been off the bike a few months, so I was rusty to say the least. It took me a while to get my stuff back together this year from last year. I kind of sat stagnant during the winter time for a while. Not a mistake I'll be making again. Um, but yeah, he coached me for a little bit there for the first day, and then we had raced Saturday, and then we had kind of gotten together and been like, hey, I want you to be my race coach for Moto America, yada yada. So we got that talking. Um, and then ever since Moto America started, man, he's just he's just been he's been a stand up guy, man. He's always over my pit. We're always talking track layouts. We're always talking what could be better, what was good, what could be fixed. This and this and that. Um, so he's into the program, and he's doing everything he can to help out, and I really appreciate everything he's done so far. As I said before, I wouldn't be where I am today without him and without his perspective of racing motorcycles. Um, that's that's one thing you get with Josh. You get a perspective that you've never thought about before, and then that I feel like that's what's making me better. The whole mentality part of it, and just being calculated in almost every move that I make on the track, and to always be thinking about reference and you know he's a textbook of answers. You just got to ask the questions.
Right. Yeah,
um,
I'm sure he brings a different having somebody, a legend like himself that, I mean, most winningest rider in
yeah,
Moto America history, right? In your corner, he brings a different perspective and a way of telling you certain things that you understand. I think that's what makes certain coaches really unique, right? Is they can
absolutely,
talk that race language to you and to her and to him, but all three you guys and girls take it in differently and process it differently, but he's got that natural way of talking to where everybody understands, right? And it
absolutely.
brings something different. And you're like, I never really thought about that, or maybe you did think about that, but it never set in, right? Because
Yeah, it just
I
never
mean,
clicked.
right. Yeah, that's just we're men. It happens to us all the time, right? Let's just be honest. So it's just like your mom and dad telling you something, you're like, yeah, okay. And then somebody else tells you the same thing. You're like, you know what? That is a good point. You're like,
Yeah.
right, same thing. Like you know what I'm
There's
talking
over
about.
here
That's
like,
why
I
you're
just told you
laughing.
that 5 minutes ago.
Right. Dude, I do it with my son. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. My son looks at me. He's like, nah, bro. Nah. Oh, okay. And then his friend or somebody else would be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And he'd be like, man, that's a good idea. I'm
That's a
like,
great idea.
bro, I just told you that like 10 minutes ago. And he looks at me
uh,
like, okay, it's yeah. So
I didn't want to hear it from you.
yeah. But I listen to him, right? Yeah, whole kind of,
Oh shit,
and that's okay. It's just part
that's
of
funny.
growing up. And yeah, it's that's why Rich just started immediately laughing. He's like, yeah, I get it,
Yeah,
100%.
I get it. I get it. Like, me and my dad get like that all the time.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's me being a dad, man, and it's we just want the best for you, right? We want to see you succeed. We want to see you reach that level that you've always dreamed to be, and we just it's our job when you have a kid. We feel like it's something that'll never shut off to where we always want to give you our advice. We always want to show you that love and that gratitude, right? And sometimes it does come off um not necessarily in the wrong way, but at the wrong moment, right? I'll say it like that to where it aggravates you and Rossi and whoever it is, right? Not I'm not, just picking on you or me,
no,
but
you good.
it's that fine line, right? But yeah, dude, that's all we want. We love you, Wristin. Want to see you freaking make it to the
Thanks,
moon
Pops.
and win the 19 world championships, and yeah, absolutely murder it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I got a lot of racer dads out there that have kids that, yeah, it seems like, well, I can speak of experience because I have a kid. So you teach him at a young age, and he's always listening. He soaks it all in, and then once he hits a certain, I guess his mind mentality changes, or a certain age or whatever, he looks at you like a deer in headlights, like he has no idea what you're even talking about, right? And what you're saying is absolutely like crazy. Yeah. So, but yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
We'll see the
So
way that me and my dad will kind of do it. It's just like he used to do this back in the day. I do it now. So we both have our different perspectives of how we ride and how we want to race and this and that. So that's when we'll start bucking at each other, um, or like button heads or whatever when we're starting to talk about the racetrack and stuff like that,
yeah,
and stuff like that. So I do understand what you're saying, sir.
yeah. No, you ain't gonna call me sir, man. I'm your friend. You ain't call me sir. Uh,
I'm being
I know.
respectful, cuz.
I know, man. I appreciate it, man. I do. I really do. So,
Shit.
Steve says, along with all the Graves Motorsport efforts, what is it like to have Mac, uh, Lo- L- Laffridge? I don't want to
Lockridge,
mess up.
Lockridge,
Lockridge.
yes, sir.
Yeah, 3 on board.
Max is the freaking man. Matt gets it done. Max, freaking standout guy. He's a really good friend of mine. We do all of our traveling together, whether it's on planes, whether it's in vans. Like, we roll everywhere together. Dude, he's went above and beyond all year. We've done so much traveling, whether it's club racing or track days or Moto America, whatever it is. I mean, he has a family at home, so he's sacrificing a lot to help me with what we're doing here, and I can't thank him enough. I really can't. He's a great friend. He's even better. He's a great mechanic. He's an even better friend. Um, and I wouldn't want anybody else in my pit, like straight up. Now, if I happen to go somewhere else, he coming with me. Like
Facts.
I plan I could give him a contract too.
Yep. Facts.
Yeah.
110%. Max, awesome. I love to talk to Max. Every time I see you guys, he's absolutely an amazing human being.
For sure.
Yeah, he puts off that good energy. I'm an energy person. Every time I'm around him, it's nothing but all these positive vibes and energy, and I love that. Right? It's what makes our paddock unique too. But within every circus, you always have them clowns too, as well, right? But but that's it.
Of
Neither
course.
here nor
Of
there. But
course.
so, how did you and Mac meet? Because I remember when we was at VIR, Mac's like, "Well, he was like at 45 minutes down the road. He wanted you to come pick him up, or whatever, one of those scenarios, right?" But how did you guys meet?
See, in Asheville, we have a family business named Grigg Electric Company. So we have an electrical business in Asheville, um, and he was in between jobs at the time, but he ends up coming to work for us, or for my father, and he's our head shop mechanic, um, or just shop manager. He handles rollback deliveries and stuff like that, and um, obviously all of our vans and stuff. But he knew we were racing before he came to the company, but he didn't really think anything of it. He didn't really expect to keep working on bikes because he owned a motorcycle shop for a long time. Um, so he definitely spent his time honing his craft. He definitely knows what he's doing and he knows what he's talking about. Um, so he gets there, and then before we were going to go to Tukwala to test with Graves late last year, and we needed help getting the bike ready. Mac was there, working as an employee for Greg Electric, and he knows how to work on motorcycles. So he was like, "Yeah, go down there." We X and X, and he knocked it out. Perfect work. Bike was perfect at Chuckwalla. And then he came out with us to CMP for the first track day, or was that a race? Or was that just a track day? I don't remember. But either way, we were at CMP, and that was his first weekend outing with us, and fantastic job. He's just great. The bike's perfect every time. I don't worry about nothing. And that's one thing that a rider really wants, when he's going out on the track, is that trust um, in your mechanic and in your motorcycle and in your crew, that everything is perfect. Just go out there and send it. And every time I go out on the track, I have that confidence and I have the ability to not worry about what's going on with the motorcycle because I know it's perfect.
Yeah,
Um,
it's imperative to have that confidence, right? Because it's the less you have here and the more you can think about what you're doing out there on the track, the better you're going to be, right?
yeah.
Um, and so when you're out there, was saying that when you're out there, and Max got the umbrella because he's your umbrella girl, right? He's out there, and right before you put the visor down, right, and you get ready to take off, what does he say to you?
Twist the skinny tube on the right. There you
I
go.
love it.
Yeah, there you go. Either that or do it to him, something simple like that, you know. But no, that's probably his most famous catchphrase is "twist the skinny tube on the right." He had that written on a grid sticker on my tank at VIR the other weekend. It's pretty funny. It's still there.
Yeah, he
Um,
did. I remember reading it.
yeah, it was on my tank last
Yeah,
weekend
yeah.
too. So I'll be on the track, like going down a long straightaway or something, just kind of look down and see that. It makes me laugh a little bit, just like, yeah, we're twisting it, son. Let's go. um, but no, that's probably his most famous catchphrase. But we call him Fleetwood Mac around our pit. So if you ever come by and see him, call him Fleetwood. He like
I will. Fleetwood. I like that.
Fleetwood.
Who
Yeah.
gave him that nickname? You?
He came already equipped with said nickname.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Yeah.
Fleetwood. I like it.
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac. Let's go.
Fleetwood Mac.
So
Yes, sir.
we got Texas coming up. I freaking absolutely love Coda. It's a great track. Again, it's a great spectator track. It's huge. So it's one of those tracks where you really need a scooter to get around. And turn one to me is just absolutely freaking amazing, right? Because you come down the long straightaway and it goes uphill and you don't realize how banked it is, how steep it is, I should say, until you get there. And then a lot of people don't realize neither, even though they show a top view, how it kind of bottlenecks. And then when you get down to the right, it opens back up again, right? And through all the flowy
Yeah.
S's. And dude, it's a magical track. So coming up, how you feel going into the weekend, brother?
Dude, I'm ready. I'm so excited. Um, so Laguna is a world level track. So I have been able to say I went to a world level track, but the way this track is set up, the way the track looks, the facility, just the history there, man. It's just like, that place is beautiful, man. That place is beautiful. The track is so wide. The track is so long. These freaking fast straightaways. Yeah, as you said, like these long flowy S's coming off the first sector of the track, like, and then obviously that long back straightaway is something else, dude. Like
It
I
is.
don't I don't know. I feel like this is a speed freak track, and I'm really gonna like it. I'm really gonna like it. Obviously I had to download MotoGP 22 to get some laps in on her because I ain't never been there. But I mean that's the case with most of the tracks this year
Yeah.
that we went to. I've never been there, so I have one practice to get my crap together and to get going for qualifying. And so the tracks that I can at least go on a video game and get around for a minute and kind of figure the layout somewhat, it helps. But man, I'm ready to rip those tire warmers off and just go, dude. That place is immaculate. The place is beautiful. The place is fast. Love Texas. Love Texas.
Me too. I do too. Love the food, love everything about it. It's
I'm about to go get
absolutely
some
amazing
brisket,
place.
dude.
Yes,
I
sir.
ain't play no games, dude. I ain't playing no games.
He said, I'm getting ready to get me some Texas barbecue,
Yeah,
some
dude. Yeah,
brisket,
dude.
bitch. Let's go.
North Carolina barbecue is pretty good, but I mean, you ain't beating Texas barbecue. And I'm from North
Everything's
Carolina,
bigger
so I
and
mean,
badder in Texas, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah, I
I mean,
love Texas, man. It's
I
good.
mean, just like the track itself, biggest and
It's,
baddest
dude,
track we have in America.
dude, you're right. The facilities that out of all the racetracks I've been in America, Texas is by far to me, in my opinion, have the best of everything. The garages, the restrooms, the way it's set up. It's an A1 ring. It's the most prestigious racetrack we have in America.
Absolutely. And
100%, right?
I cannot wait to just give it a shot. I cannot wait. Because that'll be a track unlike anything I've ever ridden before. Like that, like I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about it. It's sick.
He's like,
And
I'm just so excited. Take me
I'm
there
ready.
now.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
Let's just go, dude. Let's just
let's
go.
go.
Like,
So learning a new track, but besides the Xbox or the PlayStation,
yeah.
right? When you show up Wristin to a brand new track, tire warmers off, just like what you said, visor goes down, you're pulling out a pit lane. For the first couple laps, you take it pretty slow, pretty easy, feel your way around the track, and then slowly pick up your speed as you go.
Mhm.
And then you find out that there's certain bumps and corners that you won't necessarily feel because you're not at speed. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely going to a track for the first time out in qualifying. The only things I'm looking for are my brake markers and my apexes. Um, if I can find those two things, with speed, everything else will kind of slowly start to mesh together. Um, but basically, with the brake markers, I'll set a certain brake marker, then I'll find the apex, and then I'll either move that brake marker in, brake harder, see where I'm at. I'll just kind of play around with a little bit. Obviously, we have car ripples and stuff like that. There could be contact patches, different things that you kind of want to watch out for. But you never know until you just go over them. See, even though those bumps are there, those contact patches are there. It's never a bad idea to go out there and find them to see what they feel like, because obviously, if we have a race line that avoids all that, racing is chaotic. Things can go all over the place. If you find yourself needing to be out there, you need to know what's out there. So finding those bumps is never necessarily a bad thing. And some tracks, most of them are unavoidable. So you have to kind of find that consistent, fine line with it, on how you're able to attack those. So, but getting 25 minutes to learn a track for a Moto America race, that's probably been the biggest challenge of this year, for
Yeah.
sure. Because a lot of the tracks on the East Coast, I can kind of go around and just kind of know in the back of my mind what's here, what's here, what's here, what's there, how far on the edge of the track can I get here. New tracks, I'm trying to get up to speed as fast as I can, without messing up a motorcycle. Don't mess up the motorcycle in practice.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
It almost puts you on a back foot, right? Because you got to learn the new track and exactly the apex, braking markers, and all that stuff. I would like to see maybe you guys get a little bit more practice time.
I would think so too. I would
Yeah.
love a little bit more practice time. Because I mean, Mid Ohio was one of the first tracks that we did the whole Dunlop tire test day before we even did that. What's going on? Did a whole
Y'all see Rossi.
Fabian,
Listen, Rossi, when I get done with the podcast, bro, remember we got to take Mark his keys and we'll pick Fabian up on the way back. All right, Mr. Impatient.
Shit. No, I don't blame him. I used to be the same way.
Yeah,
Kids,
I know.
man. Well, what it's like to be a kid again, man.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I'd love it, right? Let's just be honest. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But anyway, Wristin, you was saying, man, Rossi took all my concentration away.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And it was like 20 seconds
We were
ago,
in
bro.
Texas. We're at Texas, right?
We were
Yeah.
in Texas. We're at Texas. We're thinking of the track. We're talking about brake markers and apexes and getting to learn track.
and the
That's what you're
bumps.
talking about.
Yeah.
Third day, we got a Dunlop tire test day. Full day, just to get in with the track, get flowing, work out a lot of kinks, figure out what tire you wanted to run before you even went into the first day of practice and qualifying. And that was the most comfortable I've been going into a Moto America race, like, yet. Um, it the week was a little bit longer because we got there a day earlier, did our load in a day earlier, and then obviously had 4 days of riding. Um, but I don't know. I love that. I love that aspect of it. I loved having more practice time, more time to work on suspension, more time to figure this out and this out and this out. It made me a better racer when it came time to for the green flag to fly. Because it's one thing to learn how to just ride these tracks, but it's another thing to learn how to like consistently like race these tracks, I guess. Because like finding places where you can pass people, finding break zones where you can pass people, or just finding the edge of the track. Those are pretty challenging parts. Like I can learn to ride a track pretty fast, but learning how to actively compete or um, is a little bit harder, I guess. So when the racing time comes around, I need to have all the knowledge that I can get about the track and about the edges of the track and just every advantage that I can take into the race possible. Um, and it almost never seems to be enough. But
Yeah, almost because most Moto America weekends, everybody stays after for like a track day, right? I always wondered to myself, why don't they have the track day on a Wednesday so they could show up on like Wednesday, right? Or Thursday, have it on Thursday, show up on Wednesday, do the track day on Thursday. That way, when you go in Friday for the new people that's haven't been there, or even has previously been there, everybody, right? It'll give you, it'll help you find that optimum setup, what tires you're going to use, what suspension settings we're kind of gearing towards your gearing on the motorcycle, right? That everything.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that's something that
because it's hard for me to come into the pit during a practice session to make suspension changes when I've never been to the track. And what I need more importantly than anything is laps. So like that first practice, I'm not going to come in one time. I don't want to come in one time. I need to stay out there. I need to learn what I can, figure stuff out. So that's why I wish we had a little bit more time for bike setup stuff because we do that practice. I come in, okay, I felt this and this. That was great, but this could be a little bit better, or this is, kind of giving me some problems. And then I have to wait 4 hours to go out there and test it again. And then that's qualifying one. And I only come in one time for that, and that's for a tire change. And yes, that is a good time to make suspension changes as well. But what if I came in and we went one turn too much, or and it just didn't quite feel the way I wanted it to. So I wish we had a little bit more time to get the bike set up for the track the way that we want it set up. Um, but honestly, most of the people at the race have been to these tracks. Most people, like so they know what they're doing. So at the end of the day, I just feel like this is I mean it's my rookie year. I'm not entitled to a full track day before we go race. I'm going there to do the best that I can with the opportunity that I have. And if I don't have a lot of time to make that happen, then I'm gonna do the best with that amount of time that I possibly can. I'm gonna make the most of it. So if I don't get a track day, I'm gonna make the most of whatever I have, and I'm just gonna run with it. But if I do get a track day, then I'm gonna take that and run with it. Like
oh for
it,
sure.
it was awesome. It was awesome.
Do you ever stay after on that Monday and do a track day?
We have not stayed after. So we have a really small program. It's just me, it's Mac, it's my father. Sometimes Chris Lessing is there. Huge shout out to Graves. While we're here right now, huge shout out to Graves. We'll talk about more of them a little bit more later. So we have a pretty small team, and when we get there, we get set up. It's a 4 day event. We have all this racing to do, and this and this and that.
And you can't
Um,
forget Grizzly. He's part of the team too.
he's only there when my mom brings him because if he doesn't have a woman in his life, he is distraught. Yeah, that's the case for a lot of men that I
It
know,
is.
but
It
it's
is.
okay.
Love it, dude.
But no, usually after Sunday, racing's done, and we start getting packed up and stuff. We're all pretty like, okay, let's just start traveling back. Let's just go get ready for the next race, or let's go get unloaded and see what we got. If we have any bike damage, any bike issues, we figure those out. So we usually don't stay for the track days afterwards, um, j- just because I feel like the team I mean, the team definitely needs a break after the weekend. I'm not gonna make them sit there an extra day and pack up the next day and then get home possibly Tuesday. Um, and plus yeah. So that's why we haven't stayed for any of those track days. Um, but I probably should at least one or two of them just to kind of keep going with the track, keep that motion flowing, and then maybe I'll even learn something. So that's just what I mean by like track time is invaluable. But sometimes after a long Moto America weekend, we're just like, you know what? Let's just take her to the house. We'll regroup and we'll come back at the next outing and call it good there. So that is why we have not stayed for a track day. Just
Yeah.
just don't really. We have the facilities for it, but we're a small team, so I have respect for the work that they put in, and they need their downtime too. So
Well, it's a lot of work. It's something I talk about all the time, Race, and people don't realize how much work goes into even a track day, right? Even a club race. I mean, you got hot pit, cold pit, tire warmers, generators, canopies, dude. It's extension cords. I mean, I've been there, I've done that many times, right? So it's a lot, especially when you have a smaller program like what you have, but just like everything else, man, you guys work so well together. I mean, it's amazing to watch, you and your crew work together because I always stand to the side and watch how everybody actually works when times are good and times are bad, right? That's when you see the whole team actually come together, like Voltron, right? Well, use Voltron as a thing, right? And come together, man, and make it happen. Nothing else matters. Who gives a shit? Let's fucking get it done and get it done right and get them back out there, right? And it's absolutely amazing to see.
yeah, no, and I appreciate everything that they do because literally, I wouldn't be able to obviously I wouldn't be able to do any of this without the crew that I have, without the work that they put in and the the help that they give me. So anything that I am or anything that I want to be, I always have to give thanks to them for it because I mean by myself, I mean I'm not a mechanic, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just I know I guess I know how to do this a little bit, but that's I appreciate everything that they do and really like because I I get to live something that not a lot of people get to, and I get to go places that not a lot of people get to go to, and it's I'm so grateful for it, and I'm gonna ride it out as long as I can, um, and I'm gonna do the best that I can to make it happen. Um, but damn, and one day I look back and it and if it didn't, but if I said that I gave it everything that I freaking have for myself and for my team, then I think I'd be content with it. Um, as long as I give them everything, all the effort that they've shown me at the races, then I feel like we're in a good place. Um, those guys are rock stars, absolute rock stars.
They are, and I love. Again, I can't stop saying it. How much I love to see you guys at the track, man. It's absolutely
Likewise,
amazing,
bro.
man.
Likewise, bro. I mean, you roll
It
in
is.
with your high vis, pink shoes, pink socks, pink shirt. Like, look at this guy. He's got the pink background on his Apple Watch. Like, yeah, yeah. He's got the pink Monster Energy can too. He ain't playing no games. Oh, that's
Gotta have
awesome.
style. What's up,
Yes,
Buttercup?
sir.
Fabian's dad said no. Of course, on the weekend.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Fabian's dad said no, so he ain't coming over.
No.
Yeah, that's what he just had to
Oh,
tell me. But
oh.
yeah, it's yeah, I do, man, and I appreciate your dad always feed me too. Every time I see him and your mom, they're like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." They're like, "Sit down, eat, blah blah blah." I freaking love it, man. It's yeah, thank you guys so much because I know you're listening, and I love every single one of you. Our proper
Well,
mega,
thank
as I
you as
always
well, brother.
say. Um, good stuff. So, and then the last round, we got Jersey coming up, right? Which I'm gonna be
Yeah.
there, and Jersey is this is gonna be the first time. You're gonna be at Jersey, right?
Second time.
Second time.
It's
Okay.
been my second time in Jersey. I was there last year before they repaved for a CCS race. I actually took my first digger there. Yeah, I did. I hydroplaned in that keyhole section after turn two.
Yep.
Um, had to lay her down there. Uh, but no, New Jersey's fun. I enjoy New Jersey. Um, I, I don't know if I think they were having some like track seepage problems or something, like with water coming up out of the track at times. So that was pretty technical and challenging to deal with, when the track started to dry up and stuff like that. But I'm interested to see how the track feels with this new pavement, because a lot of the new pavement they've been using has been really good. Like Road America, oh my gosh, if they had that pavement everywhere, oh, Road America's pavement is just beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I love Road America. Road America and Road Atlanta remind me a lot of each other. Not necessarily the layout of the track, the way the track is, right? But just the atmosphere, the hills, the you know what I'm saying, right? How wide open it is. They're two of alike tracks, is what I'm saying. I wish Road America was a lot closer to me than 14
too,
hours
bro.
or whatever it was. It's a
Me too,
hell of a
bro.
drive for sure. I
It's
was
a
like,
drive.
holy shit, yeah.
But no, that place is beautiful. Like you pull into those gates and it's just like, whoa.
It
It's
is.
like that place is immaculate. Best concession stand food of all time.
Agreed.
Man, man, Sargento grilled cheeseburger. Play no games with me, man. Shit's so
Don't
good.
play with me. It was
Play with
good.
no, that track is immaculate. Love it. Even in the rain, like we had a ton of grip in the rain. Way more than I'm normally used to. Because we obviously had some rain races here and there throughout the year. Road Atlanta was one of them. Road Atlanta can get slick just because of contact patches and stuff like that. And it's really high in elevation, so we're coming down off the bike a lot. We're coming up and down and this and that off camber. So that track can be really challenging in the rain just because of that aspect, but it still has a lot of grip. But Road America is fantastic in the rain. Fantastic in the rain. That track is beautiful. But Jersey, I'm interested to see how that pavement is. I'm interested to see how that changes the way that the track kind of was before, with the water seepage and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited for that round for sure. I just hope it doesn't rain, because it rains up there a lot, a lot. So like
It does.
it's almost every year that's a rain race guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like so,
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that new pavement feels in the rain.
Yeah.
Because before it was good. Like the traction in the rain was actually pretty damn good. Other than the fact that I like to hit small ponds on the inside of apexes. Um, that's my fault. We live and we learn. I think that was my first rain race ever, was at Jersey, and I was like, man, this is fun. I feel like I'm riding a jet ski.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, just gone. It's
Yeah.
just gone. Man, a Jersey's fun. It's a fun layout. I love that front straightaway. Coming onto it in a slide. Um, you just take it all the way down there. So that's really fun. Um,
It's a
they're
great track.
yeah, yeah, absolutely fantastic track. But I met some really good people up there as well. Because again, that was my first CCS race I ever went to as well. I'm pretty sure. So I was meeting a lot of people that I never met before, because I was kind of strictly Weira before that. Because Weira does a lot of stuff at like Barber, Road Atlanta, tracks that I was trying to get ready for Moto America. Just trying to get to as much as possible.
Yeah.
But New Jersey's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, my buddy Isaac Woodworth and Curtis told me, they're like, man, when it rains in Jersey, like before I showed up, they're like, dude, it's gonna rain and it's horrible back here in the pits. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, it's a freaking mini pond. They got us on the grass. It's the concrete slab that they got back there's not even big enough for 4 or 5 trailers to be on it. And I was like, are you serious? So I show up and I get back there. Of course, it freaking rains, and he wasn't lying. It was a freaking disaster.
Yeah, it's just because their paddock's grass.
It is. It is.
It just
super muddy.
floods. It
Floods.
becomes muddy, and it's just.
Yeah,
Are
man.
there
Yeah.
are there better paddocks? Maybe, but
I like the Jersey paddock because it's not super big.
Yeah, that too. You can get around it pretty quick.
Everything's like this. That's what I like.
And it's gridded nice too. So like we have plenty of space, but not lot of space, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yep.
but I wish that whole thing was paved. I wish the whole paddock was paved. I feel like that solves so many people's problems. Because
It would.
I mean, if anybody comes and puts like rugs down or anything, or like chairs down or anything, and in the grass, and it rains torrentially, like that stuff is going to be trashed, muddy. Everything's gonna be muddy. And dude, we were fighting a canopy last year
I was
in a
gonna say if the wind
rainstorm.
don't blow it away,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, the wind was going crazy. Freaking me and my dad were trying to fold this like a canopy top, and the wind picks us both up. And dang, corner worker over here who was driving by at the end of the day laughing at us. It's like, dude, we freaking about fell over that thing. My dad crashed his hand in between canopy poles trying to get it folded up. Like we were in a rainstorm, bro. Like we were in the thick of it.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
in the thick of it.
I remember last year. It was intense, man. I remember too at the end of the weekend, like I was going by the Mission Food guy. They had boxes of chips. They're like, "Hey, man, you want one of these?" I was thinking a bag of chips. He gives me a box. I was like, okay, thank you. We don't want to take this shit home. Take it, right? Okay, yeah, appreciate it, man. But you're right. It's that's one thing that shocked me being at Jersey, man. I was like, man, the paddock's so like even the parking for viewers where I was in P1. It was like it wasn't a lot. I mean, it's not a big track at all. Well, the track's
Yep.
decent, but the area is it's not big. It was I really enjoyed it because everything was so close. I didn't have to walk from this side of the paddock all the way down to that side of the paddock or up the hill and all that good stuff. So yeah, man.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not like I'm not trying to sit here and bash on that. Jersey is beautiful. The
It is.
facility is beautiful.
Yes.
I love the little housing area they have over there on the back side of the track.
Yep.
You know, because we were there club racing last time, coming around that long back right sweeper, and then just a bunch of people hanging out at their houses on their balconies and stuff, watching the racing. I thought that was cool as hell. And then
That
obviously we
is.
come over the bridge, coming into the paddock, and you know you can kind of hang out up there and watch riders come underneath it. It's a really fast part of the track. I love I love the facility. Just the grass posed a little bit of a problem. That
Yeah.
was it.
I
That's
loved
kind
it.
of my only gripe.
Pulling up and seeing those apartments. I was like, what is this? They're apartments. I was like, dude, I need to buy one of these. Like, this is awesome right here, right?
Dude, like I mean I see some of those at VIR too. It's
I
like
do.
imagine it being like a Saturday morning, walking out in your balcony, and then it's just yo 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 yo. I'd be like, man, I'm home. I'd be like, man,
I
it's a
made it.
wonderful day in the neighborhood, bro.
That's
It's what I
it.
don't get. Like, I don't get all these people getting mad with motorcycles and noise and stuff like this. It's just like, bro, that's like the coolest shit on the planet. Like, come on, you can't tell me you
Not-
don't love that.
if you don't, there's something seriously wrong with you. You need to go get help. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
you go.
sure.
Yeah, you go get therapy.
Yeah, I wish I woke up every day to the racetrack, smelling the fuel, freaking listening to the bikes, whatever bike they were, 50 cc's, Harleys, it didn't matter, whatever it is,
It
right?
didn't matter as long as it was a motorcycle and it was making
Bro,
noise.
that's it.
Yeah, because
That is
heck, all the years of racing dirt bikes and stuff like that, just waking up at the tracks, just to hearing them just going crazy out there at freaking 7:30 in the morning, like like just getting it done, 450s and stuff like that. I'm just like, I love being woken up to that. I'm just like, yeah. I'm just like, okay, that's a good alarm clock. The Apple alarm clock, if it sounded like that, you know, maybe I wouldn't get as mad at it in the morning. But but it's all good. But no, like one day I would love to live at a in an apartment like that, kind of right on the outskirts of a track.
Yeah.
And then,
Like perfect going to VIR is perfect because you make that sharp left and you go through that windy section of
yeah,
the road before you get to the track. And there's, yeah, not necessarily houses, but yeah, we could build a house there, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it would be
Um,
absolutely amazing.
and I'm pretty sure on like the South Course, they're building like a bunch more. Like they're still doing construction down there. They have like 10 houses lined up that are still just, um, you know, I mean, that are still just in their construction phase. So they're adding a lot of homes to that area. Um, so and there's some that are next to the North Course, next to the South Course. So I mean, it's pretty cool. I love seeing that.
Yeah,
Love
me
it.
too. Right. Me too, buddy. I want to just stop and become friends with the people that live there. Be like, dude, yeah,
Yeah, right.
for real. Yeah, absolutely. So we got John Righty. What is up, John? He says, "What's up, gents?"
What's going on, brother?
John's
Wonderful
awesome. He's
day.
absolutely amazing. Him and I got to give a big shout out to Brendan Kelston too. Right? He's he's awesome too. Super fast.
Brandon, me and him had some really good racing at Laguna. He's a phenomenal racer. When I went out to California for the first time, I was novice racing. He was an expert at the time. Fastest 600 of the track. So I kind of had my eyes glued on him all weekend. Um, so it was cool to meet them, and it was cool to race with them at Laguna a few months ago. That was really cool.
And he's
Really good
also a
people.
Grays guy.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
So
ZX6 life, man.
ZX life, yeah, the ZX Files life, right? Jeff says 100% love and support for my family and me. Thank you,
Thank you,
Jeff.
Jeff. I really
Yep,
appreciate you, brother.
absolutely.
I
I
hope Jessica
appreciate you
had a
too,
good
Jeff.
birthday weekend.
Happy birthday, Jessica. I hope your weekend was as proper mega as you are for sure. Absolutely. And then we got Daniel Bucock. What is up, my dude? He says, sorry I'm late.
Daniel,
What's up, guys? What is up?
Daniel, I saw your bike at Road Atlanta, but I don't think I saw you one time. Where was the brother at? I done come by your pit like 3 times.
Why you hiding, Daniel? Come
What you
on,
hiding
man.
for, bro? Come out the camper,
Yeah.
dog.
Let's kick it. Let's throw some dogs or burgers on the grill, man. Absolutely. So you got endurance racing coming up too in October, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about how all that come together.
So Ryder, Casey, Anthony, they all have their own thing in the works. I'm just grateful to be a part of the opportunity. They they started a team for this coming year, and obviously next year, and then we have the Barber GNF this year. So I will be debuting um, as the third rider for XT33 at Barber for GNF. So I'm super super excited to be a part of that. Um, I'm excited to get with Ryder and Anthony and just attack this the best that we can. Just have a lot of fun while we're doing it. You know what? Just go out there riding motorcycles, man. Because at the end of the day, it's a wonderful thing to do. But I'm so grateful that they reached out to me, and they wanted to make this happen. Uh, and I'm really excited to try out the chassis. I'm excited to try out the bike, and just do the best that I can do. And I love endurance racing. I just haven't got to do a lot of it. But thankfully, they're giving me the opportunity to come in and have more, and then and be able to do it more. And they're a wonderful group of people. I couldn't ask for a better group of people to be doing this with. So I hope they're excited because I'm damn excited to debut at GNF of this year. Um, we're gonna knock some heads.
That's right. I know you will. Both y'all are legends, man, and super fast. Iron sharpens iron, right? So
Dang
you
right,
both are
son.
only going to improve each other tremendously. You guys are definitely going to win the championship. That's my money on anyway. I'll be cheering for you guys. And so this program is also all next year too, right? 2025.
Yes, sir.
It's awesome,
Uh,
man. I love it,
uh,
dude.
yes, sir. For the full Into Endurance series with Wira. Um, that'll be where we'll be at. I think that they had some CCS stuff on the line too. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm just grateful to be on the bike as many times as they want to let me on it, and I'll do the best that I can for them. I'll give it I'll get I'll give it everything I got, and it'll be a little bit different just because I'll be on the R6 for the endurance stuff, and then obviously I'll be on the ZX for all my Moto America stuff, and so it'll be a little bit back swapping chassis there, but I think that'll make me a little bit better rider. Learning how to adapt and acclimate to a bike that I've never ridden before and I'm not very comfortable with. Um, but I'm really excited to see how that bike feels because I've been wanting to hop on one for a little while just to try out some different stuff. I mean, I mean, I'm not planning to go anywhere from Graves. Just as much as I can get on the bike, I guess is a good thing. So I'm stoked for the opportunity. Um, so definitely come by and see us if you're a barber. If anybody's at barber and they want to come by and see us and chat and hang out, I mean, come by and see us. We'll be there. Hopefully, I'll have a little bit of merchandise by then too. So I'll have some stuff there for you guys. Uh, uh, but yeah, so excited, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's wearing it. I couldn't find mine 10 minutes. Like I got 10 minutes before this podcast. Like, where's my hat? So you guys are getting the hair today. I hope you like it.
Yeah, I love it. It's good stuff, man.
But no, man, these great people. It looks like a great machine, and I'm really excited.
I'm excited for you to jump on a different bike besides the same woman you've been dancing with right now. You get to dance with a different woman. Get to know her intimately, their insides, outsides, the way she likes to be ridden and talked to and handled, right? Because they all got their own personality. That this is how I describe motorcycles, man. They're not all
fair enough.
I mean, they got a chassis and forks and a shock and two wheels, but listen, they're totally different women. The way they like to be touched and caressed and ridden and handled and talked to. And yeah, you got to learn. Who knows? You might really fall in love with this one. You never know, but you're right. At the end of the day, I think it's going to make you more diverse and make you a better rider. Because, I feel like every bike that I've jumped on, I got real comfortable with. When I jump on a different bike, I also got to change my style up a little bit to get the best out of her, right? You can't always make her just be compatible with you. It's a 50-50 relationship, just like a real woman, man. You got to change your style to suit her, right? And find your best setup. And then, dude, I can't wait to see you on the R6.
They brake different, they corner different, they accelerate different. The chassis is different. It's just like
the feeling.
It's just go out there and feel it, man. Yep. I mean, you can't always put just every input in the bike and expect it to work with you. As you said, you got to dance with her a little bit.
Yeah, you got to dance with her. You got
to figure out the ins and outs, figure out what she likes, figure out what she don't like. But I'm really, really, really ready for that.
Me too. Daniel says, I've always been on a ZX6 and a Ducati. I've always wanted to try an R6, another machine, to see how they handle. Daniel, well, dude.
Yeah, I feel him.
Yeah.
Because I've heard great things about the way that the R6s handle, and the way they corner, and the way that they brake. But every bike has kind of its own thing. Every bike has a place where it really shines and a place to where it kind of is held back a little bit.
Needs improvement.
Yep. So again, I'm interested to see how this R6 feels. Comparatively, again, I don't plan on going anywhere from Graves. Because I love the machine, I love the team, I freaking love the motorcycle. The motorcycle's insane, and that's just what I've been riding. So that's what I've been building myself with. That's what I've been getting comfortable with. So I'm interested to see what this has in store for us, and I'm just excited again to get the opportunity to be able to ride for a team. It's just a huge opportunity, and I am humbled and I'm grateful. Because at the end of the day, like it's something I've been working for a long time. Be able to, be reached out to and receive an opportunity like this. I put a lot of work into try to make something like that happen, and to have it happen and to be committed with it, like it's huge.
You deserve it. You earned it. You deserve it, and you're gonna do well. You and Ryder, and I just know why. I just thought about this, but bro, I need to get you and Ryder on the podcast together. Endurance teammates, new team coming up. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll reach out to Ryder. I'll reach out to Casey, and I'll make this happen for sure. That'd be good. It'll be good. I'll wait till after your barber. Maybe that'll be my last podcast of the year in 2020.
That'd be good. For November or December. After Barber's over, it's kind of a downtime in the road racing world a little bit
for everybody. I'll do that. Let's do that. I'll reach out to Casey and Ryder, and I'll get you and him on. You guys will.
You got to get Anthony on too.
And Anthony,
You ready?
absolutely, Anthony. I don't have your info, Anthony, so I know you're listening to this. Shoot me a message on Facebook Messenger, and we'll swap numbers, and we'll talk and chat, and we'll make it happen. Yeah, for sure. Love to get him. Love to chat with Max sometime too.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah,
He freaking he's I'm not sure what he's doing today. I'll I'll probably check in on him. But yeah, I'll see if he wants to hop in here. After the GNF for
yeah, for sure.
for a pod. I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool
Yeah,
because
it would be. It'd
because
be team.
a lot of mechanics and technicians get overlooked from the outside world because all on the rider or whatever. But I think it'd be really cool. And a really good opportunity to kind of hear the background and where some of these guys come from, what their passion is, and kind of, I mean, what their mission is with the sport or whatnot. Because obviously everybody's got their own background, everybody's got their own motives. So to kind of hear that, I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be
Oh
really
yeah,
cool. I think that'd
everybody's
be a
got
good
their own
opportunity.
beautiful story, right?
Absolutely, brother.
That brings. So yeah, I'm 100% game with it. I'd love to get
Yes,
them
sir.
on. All
Yes, sir.
mechanics and engineers. That's why I don't just go after all the riders and stuff all the time. I go after
I
the
can go to
mechanics.
prison.
You can. Okay.
Before you go to Mark's, drop me off.
Before I go to Mark's, I'll drop you off. Anything else I need, Buttercup?
No.
I love you. Say hi to Wristin.
I.
He can't hear you. Here, put the headphones on. No. All right. All right.
Well, tell him I
Usually he'll
said
sit
hey.
down and put a Wristin said, "What's up?
Stop.
What's up?"
Saw, dude.
He back. He out there go ready to go get on that Fortnite deal, bro. You know what I mean? Son?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
That's how him and his friends be talking. I'm like, what the hell is you talking about?
What are
Man?
you
They're
even
like,
talking about?
I'm like, yeah, let's go. Yeah. But yeah,
God,
so
that's funny.
2025, Wristin, what's the plans for 2025, bro? Besides the endurance and
Yeah,
the team.
obviously, I have that. Obviously, I have the endurance team with Ryder and Anthony and Casey, and for all them. But that'll just cover part of the year. Then I'll be doing Moto America again for a full season of Super Sport for 2025. Yes, sir. I guess hopefully VIR is back. Oh man, please, man, please.
I know,
Uh,
me too.
but no, after this year of having the opportunity to build and just better myself every freaking weekend I can. Um, and then obviously we'll have a little bit of off season, do as much riding on the bike as I can there. I'm work on my body as much as I can in between that time, just so I come into next year confident, ready, and I'm swinging into the season on firing off all cylinders. Um, that's kind of where I fucked up this year. Didn't really prepare as the best that I should have. Held an expectation of being in a class that I've never been in before, or racing at a level or caliber that I haven't raced at before. Um, so just now that I have that stuff ironed out, now that I'm getting more confident as a rider and I'm figuring out things and I'm going at speeds and racing with people that I've never raced with before, um, I feel like I'm only just going to be more confident coming into next year because it's going to be my second year. I've been there, done it. My rookie season's over. Like that's when I feel like I can start making moves because I'll have another 5 months to like better myself to an entirely different level during that time before next year. And plus, I'll be testing with Ryder and Anthony and them, so I'll have maybe I'll have even more opportunity to be on the bike more. Um, no, I'm gonna come in the next year firing off all four cylinders, or and I'm just gonna do the best that I freaking can because next year I will hold an expectation for myself. After the first 2 rounds of this year, I was like, you know what? Screw the expectation. Let's just better myself. Let's just learn. Let's
Yeah.
study.
I think that's the
Next
right
year,
approach.
I'm gonna hold an expectation for myself of where I need to be, where I expect myself to be, and where I need to be. Um, because everybody only gets the rookie excuse once, and I expect myself to be a different person next year. I expect my person to be a different racer, faster, more motivated, more driven, whatever it may be. Um, but no, next year is when I feel like I'm going to start coming out swinging. because
You're
you can only get beat up so many times. Like I've gotten beat up this year. I've gotten humiliated this year, and I haven't rode as well as I've wanted to this year in a lot of cases, and that's just that'll motivate somebody. That'll just fire you. Right. Either you sit down off that, or you just kind of rise up off that. And I'm motivated. Yeah, no, it just makes me want it even more
yeah,
because
I have no doubt you're a champion, you're a legend. And I hope wherever you see yourself at the end of the day, wherever championship, whether it's World Superbike, BSB, wherever it is, Wristin, I hope you achieve it 8 times over. And it's an absolute
thank you,
honor to be
thank
your
you,
friend and be
thank you, sir.
along and
Likewise,
love and support you throughout your whole journey. It's amazing. You and Ryder are going to absolutely kill it next year and at Barber, right? And I'm a big fan of endurance racing. I think that's the best bang for the buck. Let's just be honest, right? Because it's 6 hours, 4 hours. Look at all the seat time you get. It's
yeah,
it's good stuff.
exactly.
It is. But let's talk about Graves, man. How did this whole Graves thing come together with you and Chuck Graves?
So this will kind of also go back to when my dad used to race for him in the USA. Chuck was the racer at the time. Graves
Yep.
Motorsports was kind of, becoming to be. Um, we when I So I quit motocross, bought a ZX6, show up to the shop with it. My dad's like, "You're not riding that on the street. Okay, whatever. We're gonna take it racing." Um, Graves was somebody he knew in the Kawasaki industry and someone who was reliable with ZX engines and reliable with ZX builds. He reaches out. We get some parts in, just some starter stuff, some body work and some exhaust systems and I'm deleting a lot of the street stuff off the bike. So that kind of got me introduced to him. Then I started riding and riding and riding and riding. Then I started progressing pretty quickly. So my dad kind of wanted to get me on a pretty close to a super sport build relatively quick because I knew what I wanted to do with it, whether I was just starting out or not. I knew I was going to be racing Moto America or wanted to race Moto America. So we hit up Graves and we get a bike put together. And then that's when I flew out there. Or no, did we drive or did we fly? I think we drove. So we go out there. And then that also goes back to the first weekend I met Josh Hayes because we got there. I received the bike. We talk. I got to meet everyone. Lovely people. Love every one of them. Really good people. Um, And so we just go to Button Willow off that, and I do 2 days of coaching with Josh Hayes on the new bike, and then I race my first novice race. It went pretty damn good, and ever since that interaction, being with all those people, being with Chuck, being with Chris, being with Jorge, Shane, all those guys, um, and George, and it's just like I don't know, we all gelled pretty well. You know, they're really motivated people as well, and I I got to thank them so much because this has been a long year. Yep, this has been a long year. And they have done everything in their power to give me everything that I need, and I couldn't thank them more for that. Chris being at the races with us helps us a lot. Love Chris to death. He's a good friend. He's a good mentor, and he he is a good he. Chris has a really good does a really good job of extinguishing my fire when I can get excited sometimes on the grid or the track or whatever. Kind of like, calm down to a panic. It's gonna be okay, like
Right.
type stuff. So really good people, man, and they went above and beyond this year with everything that we've done, and you know, and I look forward to and I I look forward to more years of working with them for sure. Um, there's rock stars, man, rock stars. So I can't wait to go back up there to California to see them again. It's always a good time, always good racing. And but until then, all I can say is thank you, and I'll continue to do the best that I can for you guys, and try not to waste the opportunity opportunity that you guys have given me. But yeah, that's kind of how me and Graves kind of got put together. It was more so just me getting ready for Moto America at a very early stage of road racing, and then just getting out there trying the bike out and that. And they invited me out to come test that 400 RR. Loved it. Beautiful, freaking fun motorcycle. Such a fun motorcycle. Great motorcycle too. So if you guys need any street parts, anything like that, any race parts, hit up Graves, man. They go above and beyond. Their stuff's reliable. I'd recommend any day of the week.
Oh
Any day of
yeah,
the week.
I love great stuff. They're absolutely amazing, and I wonder why Moto America didn't do the whole ZX4RR series in Junior Cup instead of the Kramer they're going with.
I don't know. I think that they were gearing up to get ready for that 400 RR class. I think it would have been a really cool competitive class. I think it would have been a good platform for the class itself. It's a very versatile platform, and you can do a lot of things with it depending on how they make the class. I don't know if they were going to make everything the same, if everybody was going to build the bikes the way they wanted to build them, or but either way, I think that would have been a really cool platform to see race, and I wish it would have happened, to be honest, because we don't see a lot of Kawasaki's anymore in Moto America or road racing itself. I mean, there are a handful. Don't get me wrong; like they're still out there.
Mm-hmm.
But compared to some of the other brands that are going around right now, we're a select few. So we do the best to represent fucking Kawasaki and Graves and all these guys as we can. But if that class would have been strictly Kawasaki's, I don't know. I feel like that would have opened up some more windows of opportunity for the road racing world with Kawasaki and contingency and all this stuff. And so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but again, that's not really a class that I'm really focusing on or really am going to be in. So I don't really have a whole lot of opinion on it.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact that I like Kawasaki's and it would be cool to see Kawasaki's out there.
I do too. I love Kawasaki. This is my first street bike, man. How can I not love Kawasaki, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, listen, real quick on that note, dude, let's take like a little 45-second intermission, dude, because if not, I'm gonna go everywhere right here in this chair, man. I've got to run to the restroom real quick.
You are good. You are good, bro.
So listen, we're gonna take a real quick intermission. I'm gonna play this little insert that I was on recently on a podcast with a friend of mine called Elizabeth Walker. And she actually made this for me. It's a good opportunity to play it real quick during this intermission. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.
I don't know if we're live. I don't know if we're back. We're here. Again, huge thanks for Chris for having me on the show. I love being on his podcasts. I love the questions he asks and the perspectives that he has. Really great questions. I hope everybody watching is having a good day at home and they're having a good time. Oh, the man, the myth, the legend is back.
All right, dude. Sorry about that, man.
No, you're good.
I was getting ready to pee myself. I'm like, bro, I can't take it no more. We got to do a little intermission.
You're good. I like that intermission. I like that intermission.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, she did it. Elizabeth did an amazing job.
She did a great job. That was awesome.
Oh, man, feel good now. So yeah, man, listen, 2025, 2024, in my personal opinion, just watching you from, because I was a fan of your dad's growing up, of course. He raced the Muzzy Raptor, which is like one of my dream bikes. And when I caught a glimpse of you on Facebook, of course, I was like, Greg, man, that sounds so familiar. And then I was like, oh, that's Steve's son, right? That's when I really followed you. So I've been following you for quite a while.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And to see your progression and where you are now, man, there's no doubt in my mind that you are not going to make it. You are absolutely going to make it 110%. And it's good to see where you are right now and how much you improved and progressed. And I love your attitude. I love your style. I love the energy you bring. And it's very important. Even when things don't go your way, everybody, handles it and stress in their own way, but you always crack a smile, no matter what. And I love that. That's great energy. And you got to have that mentality to succeed in our sport, right? You got to be really thick skin in our sport. It cannot be, really, really thick skin. You think you got bullied at school? Come to Moto America.
Yeah. But no, at the end of the day, even if I don't get quite the result that I wanted, things didn't go perfectly the way that I wanted them to go, I get to do what I do, and that's enough sometimes. When days are tough, you kind of look back and just be like, man, today sucked. The hell, it was a day on the motorcycle, you know. I got to spend another day doing what I want to do and doing what I dream to do and what I want to live to do. So at the end of the day, I can't be hateful about it, and I'm not going to be hateful about it because I'm trying to have fun doing what I'm doing. Um, and even if I'm not having fun on the bike at the time, just the realization of me getting to do what I get to do is just it's enough for me. It's enough for me. And especially people like you and my crew and then all friends and stuff at the track. They make it easier to not be in the bad mood. Straight up. Because we're just all trying to get better, and the part of getting better is part of having those bad days that you can't really avoid.
That's right.
But you make the most of, and it's hard. It's one of the hardest parts of it. Is trying to make the most of some of those bad days, some of the days you just want to forget. But it becomes a little bit easier over time.
It does. It does. Man, bro, this has been awesome, dude. We're almost an hour and 45 minutes.
45 in, bro.
Dude,
I told you I had all day.
I know. That's why. And I enjoyed
the
the chat and the conversation, man. But I went out there on this break. Rossi's like, dude, are you done yet? So you can take me to my friend's house. I was like, bro, I'm not done yet, but give me a few, right? And yeah, I'll take you to your friend's house. So listen, you guys stay tuned because I'm gonna have Wristin Grigg on here many more times. I'm gonna line it up where I get him and Ryder Davis on here. I'm gonna get him and Mac and everybody else on here too as well.
Of course.
But before we get off here, I have some questions that I do want to dig into and ask Wristin. So I've been starting this new thing, Wristin, where every guest that I have on the podcast leaves my next guest a question. Okay. I'm not going to tell you who it is. And after we end this podcast, I need you to come up with a question to leave my next guest. I'll tell you who it is after I end this, but I won't do it now in case he or she is listening. And I'll be like, I already know what he's going to ask me, right?
You don't want to prepare. Yeah, you don't want to prepare him for the answer.
I actually got two questions for you. Okay. My first question, it comes from Michaela Moore, which is an absolute legend. Michaela wants to know if you could have a dream bike, what would it be? What is your dream bike?
I don't want to be basic with it, but at the same time, I might just be basic with it. Man, if I can get my hands on a freaking if I can get my hands on a Ducati B4 Panigale, man, just straight up, I'm just gonna be real with it. Man, that bike looks so fun. I had the opportunity to ride one last year, and I turned it down, and I wish I would have never done it because that bike, just the way the chat, the way the bike looks on the outside, the way I've heard the bike feels, just the power, the electronics, just like it looks in. I bet it feels like a spaceship. I mean, like I would absolutely love to ride one of those, and I'd love to have one of those. But honestly, some of those old Muzzy Raptors as well. And my dad used to ride like Raptor #1, Raptor #4. I'm pretty sure was one of the ones that he rode. Those bikes were beautiful. Just those race Muzzies, man. There's just something about them. Just the way they sounded too. It's like freaking insane. So if I had to pick a dream bike, it'd be one of those two. If I can get my hands on one of my dad's old Muzzies, I would take it. But if I couldn't, then yeah, a freaking Ducati V4 Panigale.
Facts, 100%. I
Straight up.
agree with you. Yeah, I would love to have a Muzzy Raptor, gear driven cams, dude. They're just so sexy. Solo
Dude.
swing arm. It's like, bro, are you kidding me? This is the bike Kawasaki should have made it from the get go, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
dude. I was
yeah.
like, man, I was like, I I don't know. I wish that style was kind of still around.
Me too.
I know it's a whole different team, a whole different organization, all that stuff, but that was a cool era for Kawasaki. That was a really cool era for road racing. But yeah, definitely one of those two. Definitely one of those two.
And my next question was from the legend himself, Joe Lamondre, Bazooka Joe. Bazooka Joe wants to know, what is your end goal for road racing? Like, where do you want to end up?
That's a hard question, just because I took that aspect out of it. I took the where do I want to end up completely out of it. I kind of live by the weekend now. I set small goals for myself, so I feel like I'm taking small wins. But I just want to be somebody in the road racing world. I want to be looked up to. I want to be I want to be an animal on a bike. I want to be fast. Maybe one day be a racing coach. Teach our younger generation of riders. Coming up, but also do enough in the sport to where they have something to look up to. I just want to be, again, small stuff for myself. I'm not trying to set this barrier up here. I'll take opportunities as they come and go. But man, at the end of the day, I just want to be the best road racer I can be. I want to do everything I can to fight for podiums. I want to fight for race wins, whether that's Moto America, whether that's BSB, whether that's here, whether it's here. I want to fight for race wins. I want a podium. I just want to be up there with the top guys. It doesn't matter what racing organization I'm in. I just want to be up there. And I want to be a part of the fight, because I feel like I'm just far enough back now to where I'm kind of out of that fight, but I want to be in the fight. And it's hard for me right now to kind of look and see myself in a situation or a part of a race organization that's in a different country or anything like that. Obviously, that's hard to think about. But if something like that happened, then I would jump at the opportunity and take it, because again, that would just be just small steps, if I get the opportunity to do it, then I do. But if I don't, then I want to be a podium contender every race that I race Moto America. So if my plan is to stay in America and just do super sport, maybe even branch off into some other stuff, then that's the plan. But for now, just freaking podium contender Moto America racer in super sport. And this year, with the super sport lineup that we have, that's a pretty dang tough task.
It's a
pretty
stat
dang tough
class.
task.
It's to me, super sports probably the most stat class besides Junior Cup. It's freaking just like,
well, Junior Cup, man, there'll be like 15 of them in a snake on the last lap.
I know.
And I'm just like, bro. I was like, you guys are out of your mind. Like, I love watching Junior Cup races. Honestly, like Junior Cup racing can sometimes be more entertaining than like stock 1,000 racing and stuff like that. Just depending on the track, depending on who's out there, and yada yada. Because like it doesn't matter what track they're at, what race they're in, they're gonna be on top of each other the whole time, like breathing down each other's neck, like leaning their body on other people's bikes going in the corner. Like sick. I love it. And it's just like they're getting every little bit out of that. They're getting everything out of that motorcycle to the last little drop. They are using that motorcycle to its full potential, and like they're on the edge. They're on the edge of it.
It's
They're
my
on the
favorite
edge.
class. Absolutely. I love Junior Cup, man. It's like Moto 3 and all the emotions them kids put into it is absolutely amazing to see, right? What I mean by that is if you got somebody that's used to winning all the time, their excitement, the energy that they put off, even though they win, they're like, yeah, I had a good race. The bike was working well. Thanks for the team, blah, blah, blah. Well, you get a Junior Cup kid, they're like, whoa, let's go. And then you got one that didn't do so good. He's literally crying because he's so upset and so devastated, right? That emotion, that's what makes our sport too, right? It's and
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
also what drives us to do what we do better. It's yeah, I love it. Junior Cup is fucking amazing. It really is, dude. Twins Cup is too, right? But to me, Twins Cup
Yeah.
is more like a super bike class. All the rules they allow, and I mean, let's just be honest. If you're not bringing, I don't know, 100 grand to the Twins Cup class, you might as well forget it, right? I mean, it's one of those that's what it turned into.
Mhm.
But yeah, man. So let me ask you this, Wristin, are you a coffee drinker?
Not personally.
No.
Not personally. If I have anything, it's like an energy drink or something from the gas station. I'll drink like half a can or something and just toss it. That's about all I can take. Has me
Yeah.
dinging off walls and stuff.
Oh yeah, I
But
ding off enough walls as it is. Yeah.
but if I had to pick one coffee, if I went to Dunkin' Donuts one morning, I'd get a medium vanilla iced coffee with 3 and 3. That'd probably be the go-to. But that's like once every 3 months, if
Yeah.
that. Um,
I gotcha.
not a big coffee guy.
He said Dunkin' Donuts 3 and 3, baby. Y'all heard it here. Oh, that's awesome. Wristin, Rohan, what is up, Rohan? He's absolutely amazing.
Rohan!
Yeah, you guys stay tuned.
Don't mess
But
with the Rohan, dude.
don't mess with the Rohan. Simcoe and wristband. Let's go. Let's freaking go, baby. Absolutely. So Wristin, tell us something we don't know about you.
I'm a bass player. If a lot of people didn't know that, that's pretty fun. I like doing that. I just got my bartending and mixology license.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. So
Absolutely.
So if anybody needs me for any special events, let me know.
That's right. That's
game.
right. I mix you up some good drinks.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I'm not really one to drink myself, but I like the atmosphere. I like the social atmosphere, being social with people. Getting to meet new people, get to hear people's stories. You get to make creative, fun things while you're doing it. Um, bartending was something I was interested in a while ago, and I just decided to say, you know what, let's just go do it. So I went and I just did the school, and I got my certificate to do it. It doesn't mean I have to take it and do anything with it, but it was still a really fun thing to do. I love doing it. Um, and I got the bartend for the first time at a buddy's family function. They have a full pool tiki bar kind of thing set up. It was pretty cool. I get to go back there and make drinks for everybody, and then I mean that was really fun. So I definitely enjoy bartending.
that's
And
awesome.
I have all these books and stuff too, of all these recipe books and history and this and this and that. So I'm kind of into it. Huge Star Wars nerd. I have a Star Wars encyclopedia freaking thing going there. So that's just a whole fucking ordeal.
I got my Darth Vader lightsaber right here on
Oh man,
standby.
if I knew where my lightsabers, I got a lightsaber right there actually.
Love it. Yep. See, you got batteries. I don't have batteries in mine.
Oh
Love
man.
it, dude.
Oh man, I've loved Star Wars since I was a kid.
Bro, me too. Have you seen the what did you think of the new series they come out with?
Star Wars Acolyte.
Dude, I loved it. I thought it
I
was
have
fucking
not gotten a chance
amazing.
to watch Acolyte. Do
Bro,
not spoil it.
I ain't gonna say shit else, but I loved it.
But freaking growing up, I watched Star Wars Clone Wars, that animated show, all 7 seasons of it. Star Wars Rebels, and then obviously all 9 movies. Just incredible. And there's a bunch of these other shows too that they've come out with, all these live actions. Like when they came out with that Obi-Wan Kenobi live action on Disney Plus, that was a fever dream. Just seeing Obi, I'm not. If anybody hasn't watched it, I'm not spoiling it, but it was a great show. I loved it.
Absolutely.
Love Star Wars.
Me too. So let me ask you this then. What Star Wars character would Wristin Grigg be?
Oh, crap. Very few select people know who this is just because it's from the Force Unleashed games and it's not exactly canon, but his name's Starkiller.
Yeah, I know exactly who that is.
You know who Starkiller is?
Yeah, exactly who
Starkiller. Yeah. You know, I just think he's a great character. Very powerful. You know, he's kind of not really affiliated with either side. You know, he's kind of in the middle. You know, I love like those games growing up. For me, I loved them. I played them through the completion, 100%, all that. So Starkiller, yeah, Starkiller.
Me too. I'm actually playing the new Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws, the open world game.
How many hours have I put in on that game in the past 3 days?
Dude, I got probably, I don't know, like maybe 10 hours in on it, but I'm definitely gonna play it today.
Dude, I've been going. I mean, that's what I was playing before we even got on. I put 20 hours in on this game in the past 3-4 days.
Nice. What the Crimson faction I'm
Crimson
bad
Dawn
at. Yeah, I'm not good with them, but I'm good with the Hutts. I'm good with God damn it. It's still so new to me. The Hutts,
the Pikes, the Crimsons, the Ashura.
Okay, I'm good with the Pikes. I'm good with the Hutts, and I just landed on the Ashura one where I got to go save
okay,
or get data from
Ankh.
You're
on there, Ankh. Yeah. The bomb. The bomb lady. You'll love Ankh. Ankh's awesome, dude. Tatooine in this game is fire. I don't know if you've been to Tatooine yet.
I haven't yet.
Dude, going to Mos Eisley, pop it up in the cantina, got the live band playing. I'm just like, dude, if this is real life, I'm right where I need to be. Like, straight up. But no, I just betrayed Crimson Dawn. I had a great reputation with them, and I just screwed them over so bad.
Shit all over them. You're like, fuck it.
I just get all the collectibles from each faction, and then I'm just like, okay, I'll move on to the next one.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
No, that Star Wars Outlaws game is fire.
Fire, dude. It got so bad reviews. People are like, it sucks. I'm like, dude, if you're a Star Wars nerd, it's not gonna suck. It's gonna be good. Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Man.
I love it. I love playing Sabacc in that game too, like the card game.
Me too.
Dude, it's great.
Bro, it's a good game, man. It really is.
It's like every world has a different high roller gambling table that you got to go find and compete at and win. And it's just like, and then so at the same time, you're trying to be this bounty hunter scoundrel, and you're trying to be a professional Sabacc player. It's just like, come on.
I know, right. You try to build your own team to go in goal, steal whatever it is you got to steal, whatever.
Indy 5, the droid is badass.
Yeah, see, I just got him. I've been talking to him, and I need to go find, I guess, 4 other team members, and that's where Ankh comes in. I think that's the first one I'm supposed to go get or lure in or whatever. So yeah, it's fucking amazing, dude. So if you guys out there listening, Star Wars fucking Outlaws, if you ain't got it, what are you doing with your life? Go download it and enjoy.
You're gonna forget about life starting to play that game, especially if you like Star Wars, man. I'm telling you, ooh, that game's so good, man. All the blaster mods and stuff that you can do.
Yeah. That's what I'm chasing now. I'm chasing another blaster mod, and I just got done with I guess the other part where you have different characters and they give you certain missions you got to go do, and it'll give you certain parts or whatever. I forget what it's called. Yeah, it's still new, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody listening will know exactly what I'm talking about. But listen, Wristin, dude, this has been an absolute proper mega time. We're 2 hours into this. Yeah. It's an absolute honor to have you on again. It's more of an honor to be your
Always.
friend for sure.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
But before we get out of here, I'm gonna give my shout outs real quick, and I'm gonna let you end the podcast on your note. And I need you to stand with me for a
Yes, sir.
minute so I can get your question for blah, 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 blah,
Yeah, yeah,
next
yeah,
guest. Okay.
for sure.
But first and foremost, I would like to say, first off, thank you for everybody that watches this podcast. And if you have not yet, please go like and subscribe on my YouTube and my Spotify channel. It helps me out a lot. Big shout out to Next Level Financial. Take total control of your financial needs. Look no further than Seth Starnes. Bison people, go to bisontrack.com, get your custom suit started. Chef Eats, big shout out to Chef Eats. He's a really good friend of mine. No, this is not a paid advertisement. No, I don't get nothing from it, but I love Chef Eats. I love what he stands for, just like Bison and Robert and Tasha. And I want to see them succeed and grow to wherever level that they want to reach. Man, I love to see people like that in their sport and what he's doing. So, and plus his food is fucking amazing, people. You hear me say it all the time. So go to chefeats.com and get your order started. Flying Eyes Optics is a new one that I took on actually out there in Wisconsin. These sunglasses are made and assembled in Austin, Texas. They're made to actually wear underneath your motorcycle helmet, and actually wore when I went out on the 51 the other day. I put them on underneath my helmet, and I didn't even notice I had sunglasses on. People that wear sunglasses underneath their helmets, most sunglasses have stiff frames on the side and causes pressure points, causes headaches and all that. But you guys can go to flyingeyesoptics.com, put in pin the gas 10, get 10% off your sunglasses. And they're also in prescription. So you can get prescription in them too. Big shout out to RD Racing. My buddy Jake Marsh out there in BSB is an absolute up and coming legend. They give me so much love and support, and I show the same out here in the United States for them. They are just a group of amazing people, and what they do for bringing up kids like SFL Mini and putting people on the race grid is simply amazing. Big shout out to Vet to Track for all my veterans out there. Whatever it is you're dealing with, man, get involved with Vet 2 Track. They'll bring you out to the racetrack. Get your mind off of all that other bullshit. Have so much fun at the racetrack. Learn a new craft, learn a new sport. You'll fall in love with us and our people. I promise. And big shout out, last but not least, man, to SFL Mini GP, right, which is one of the best racing organization. Them in New Jersey, up north and south on the East Coast, right? Yeah. So if you're ever interested in learning how to ride or just ride or drag your knee or whatever, SFL Mini GP, you don't have to have shit. You sign up, register. They provide the bike, the boots, the gloves, the leathers, and all that. And if you got your own set, bring it, right? And enjoy yourself. And last but not least, the Clothing Kings. They're my sponsorships out there in the UK. You guys can go to clothingkings.co.uk and get all your Pin to Gas merch. Matter of fact, I got you a beanie on the way too, Wristin. You and your dad.
Yeah, you already know.
I know. But again, people, Peter, Daniel, Betty, man, everybody, Rohan that watched. I love you guys and girls. Thank you so much. I will see you
Thank y'all
guys
so
next
much.
time. And Wristin. Oh, one more thing before I give the microphone to Wristin. If you guys are going to the racetrack, please go show Wristin all the love and support. You cannot miss this setup. Trust me, it is absolutely amazing. Go give him a high five. And yeah, if he's got merch there, buy it because everything helps, right? So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is Wristin Griggs.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you so much for having me back. I look forward to every time that I come to the podcast. So thanks, pause. You know, it's always great to see you at the tracks, and thank you for coming out of your way to come and stop by and support us, and amp us up and get us ready to go for the day. And I mean, we really appreciate you. You're really good people. First off, I want to thank XT33 for giving me the opportunity to ride for their endurance team. Super excited to do that. And sponsorships for the year. I really like to thank Graves Motorsports for everything they do for me. Couldn't do it without them. I like to thank Ride Dunlop, Derek Stickboy Bennett. I'd like to thank Helmet House, Shoei Helmets USA. I like to thank Dionysia Orlando for the sick suits that they send me. They're comfortable. They're ready to go. Custom made. Fit like a glove. I would hit up Dionysia Orlando for any of your leathers needs, glove, boots needs. I would give them a call. Super helpful, really good people. I'd also like to thank Team Green Kawasaki. I'd like to thank Chris Greer with Greer Roofing. He does my helmet wraps and stuff like that. That's why I got one of the best looking lids on the grid. He gets it done. Huge thank you to him as well. Thank you to Cap It. Thank you to Drippin' Wet Graphics. I think I said Drippin' Wet, but if I haven't, huge thank you to you, Chris. Graphics always look great. Bike looks beautiful. Um, huge thank you to my mom, my dad. Um, huge thank you to my mechanic and friend Mac Lockridge. You're the freaking man, dude. Couldn't do it without you. Um, and honestly, I'm just excited for the opportunities that I have coming next year. I'm excited for the racing that we have for the rest of the year because obviously we ain't done yet. Um, but until then, just gonna go put some more work in, and we'll see you guys at Texas.
That's right. You guys heard it here. Oh, one more thing. 64 Degree Racing, man. Big shout out to him. He's a sponsor of mine too. I can't believe I just had a brain fart on that. I looked down. I was like, oh shit, I forgot. But listen, if you guys are listening for undersuit, man, I've had many, many undersuits. And as far as the two-piece undersuit, man, I love my 64 Degree Racing undersuit. It's absolutely amazing. The hands down the best undersuit I ever had. So if you guys are in the market or girls looking to get an undersuit, look no further to 64 Degree Racing. Thank you, Tate. You, my friend, is proper mega. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you had not get a chance, or you caught it midway or towards the end, as soon as I end this video, you go straight to my YouTube channel and watch it all over again. And if you're patient enough, tomorrow it'll be out on Spotify. It'll be everywhere but Apple tomorrow, so stay tuned. And thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys later. All right, let's end this.